What's up, folks? The Sportsbook Killa, UFC Vegas 98. This looked like a pretty decent fight card, actually. Not the best, but it'll do. We can make some money off of it. I'll give you my report for last week real quick. UFC 307 and college football, my strong parlays finished at 75%. I was 3-1 with my parlays for that particular event. Well, for those particular events, rather. My college football picks were I was 5-3, which put me at 62.5% accurate. My strong UFC 307 picks were at 100%. I was 5-0. And my strong prop bets for UFC 307, I was 8-2, so I was 80% accurate with that one. Phenomenal week. I'm glad you guys, hopefully y'all cashed in because it was some good money to be made off of those picks. That's for sure. All right, now to UFC Vegas 98. We're going to start with the main event as always. We got the men's flyweight division, Brandon Royval versus Tatsuro Taira. I'll tell you what, both of these guys are really good. Brandon Royval has a good ground game. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. His takedown defense isn't the strongest, though. Pantoja took him down countless times, but he is a hard, versatile striker. Tatsuro Taira is 16-0. He's a Japanese wrestler, grappler, takedown artist. This guy is good. He has phenomenal cardio. He's phenomenal ground game, really good takedowns, really good wrestling, and he can punch. He punches pretty hard. His boxing's pretty decent. You know, he's a pretty decent striker. He's not known for that because he mostly likes to get straight to the grappling. I'm going to be taking Tatsuro Taira on this one. I like Royval. I think he's good and everything, and I think it'll be a tough fight for Taira, but I think Tatsuro Taira's grappling will shine in the end, and he should be able to get this one done. I'm also going to take the over 1.5 round prop. So that's the pick for that one, Tatsuro Taira, over 1.5 rounds. Next fight, we got the men's middleweight division, Brad Tavares versus Junyong Park. This is a tough one here. Brad Tavares has great boxing. He trains at Extreme Couture. He has phenomenal takedown defense and very strong leg kicks. So I don't see him being beat on the feet by Junyong Park. I think Brad Tavares will be the better striker here. However, Junyong Park has a way of pressuring better strikers and forcing them into mistakes. So I'm really not going to touch this one because Junyong Park, he has a decent left jab. And he has a really good ground game. And he is a pressure fighter, like I said. So his pressuring could counteract Brad Tavares' skillful striking. And Tavares could lose a close decision. I don't know. So I'm going to stay off of this one. I'm not going to make a bet. But I am going to take the over 1.5 round prop and over 2.5 round prop. But I couldn't tell you who I think going to win this fight because it could go either way. But I will take the overs in this one. Next fight. We got the men's lightweight division. My guy, Grant Dawson versus Rafa Garcia. Still a little bitter about Grant Dawson getting knocked out by Bobby Green when I put that heavy money on him last time. But not last time, but the fight before last. That really bothered me. But Grant Dawson is grappling central. This guy, he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt. Phenomenal wrestler. Great takedowns. Great ground game. Just relentless grappling. That's him. He trains at American Top Team. Rafa Garcia, he has good grappling too, good wrestling, and he has that relentless grappling style. So this is grappler versus grappler here, and I'm going with Grant Dawson. I'll take Grant Dawson's grappling against pretty much anybody. This guy's ground game is good, it's solid, and he is a strong wrestler. So I'll be going with Grant Dawson here, and I'll take the over 1.5 round prop and the over 2.5 round prop because these guys don't usually look for submissions. They usually go in and go for the takedown and just control on the ground. That's usually what happens here. Now, if there's a submission, okay, great. But I'll be taking Grant Dawson on this one. Next fight. We'll go with the men's welterweight division. Daniel Rodriguez going up against Alex Morono. Alex Morono is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He has a really good ground game. He's also a Taekwondo black belt with a very strong chin. Really poor cardio, though. God, oh man, his cardio is bad. But he is a versatile striker. And like I say, his ground game is tight, though. But Daniel Rodriguez, even though he's on the 3-fight losing streak, he has a purple belt at 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu. So he's a 10th Planet purple belt. He has really good boxing and really good takedown defense and a strong chin. I'm going to lean Daniel Rodriguez on this one. I'm going to lean Rodriguez. Not bet heavy on him, though. But I will lean Rodriguez on this one. And I'll be taking the over 1.5 round prop and the over 2.5 round prop in this one. Next fight, we got the women's strawweight division. Julia Polastri going up against Cory McKenna. Boy. If I had to bet, which I don't, so I'm not. But if I had to bet on this fight, I may roll with Julia Polastri. I like her heart, and I like the way she fights. I like her striking. Her ground game is not as strong as I would want it to be going up against Cory McKenna, so I'm not going to go super heavy. Cory McKenna, she's a pressure fighter. She trains over at Team Alpha Male. She's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu purple belt. But what I question in her fights is her fight IQ. Very low fight IQ. She makes a lot of mistakes. When she could actually win fights, she ends up losing because she makes just mistakes that are just annoying when you bet on a person. So I can't bet on her. I may throw Julia Polastri in a parlay and see what she does. I'll also be taking the over 1.5 round prop and the over 2.5 round prop in this one. Next fight. Oh, there's going to be a fight here. We got the men's middleweight division. Abdul Razak Alhassan versus Josh Fremd. Alhassan, he trains over at Team Elevation. He's a judo black belt, Brazilian jiu-jitsu purple belt, and this guy has KO power. If he lands, he can put you out. Josh Fremd is a Brazilian jiu-jitsu purple belt. But his takedowns are extremely weak. He has a strong chin. Good boxing. I like his left jab. Good, strong left jab. I like it. I'm going to lean Josh Fremd. And the reason why is because I have a funny feeling if Razak Alhassan doesn't get the KO in the first round, then you just have basically Josh Fremd just piecing him up on the feet and winning a decision, maybe a 2-round-to-1 decision. Other than that, I see Razak Alhassan getting the KO. So if you want to bet that way, I'm not mad at you. I'm just going to throw Josh Fremd in a parlay and see if he can pull off the upset. I'm going to try him and think that he can just basically outpoint Razak Alhassan because Alhassan has some cardio issues. He has some cardio issues, and Fremd has pretty decent cardio. So I'm going to go with Josh Fremd on this one. Like I said, I'm not going to go heavy on him. Not going to bet heavy on him. I'm going to throw him in a parlay, see what he does. I'm also going to take the fight starts 2nd round prop and the fight starts 3rd round prop. Next fight, we got the men's welterweight division. Chidi Njokuani going up against Jared Gordon. Jared Gordon, he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt with he got a good left jab, strong chin. He has really good takedown defense, but his ground game is weak. If he does get taken down, his ground game is very weak. Even if he's on top, his ground game's not that strong. Chidi Njokuani, his ground game's not that strong either, so I guess this fight will be standing mostly. But Njokuani is a Muay Thai specialist, and he is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He has good boxing. He's a hard puncher, very strong leg kicks, but his cardio is weak as well. So looks like I'm gonna go Chidi Njokuani on this one. I'm gonna hope that he can get me 2 rounds just striking. He is a pretty good striker. So, and he's going to be the taller guy. He's 6'3" with an 80-inch reach, so he'll have a couple of inch reach advantage. Well, not really a reach advantage, but he'll have 3 inches of longer reach. I'll definitely take Chidi Njokuani and over Jared Gooden. And I won't do an over-under because I don't know how this one going to turn out. It could be a first-round KO, might go the distance. I don't know, but Njokuani, I'll take a chance on him this time. Next fight, we got the men's flyweight division. CJ Vergara going up against Ramazan Temirov. Ramazan Temirov, I believe this is his UFC debut. And CJ Vergara is tough to have as your debut fight. Vergara, he has good boxing. He's a versatile striker, and he has really good cardio. Ramazan Temirov is from Uzbekistan. He's on a 9-fight win streak. He's on a 4-fight knockout streak. He's a hard puncher with really good takedown defense and really good cardio. I'm going to lean Ramazan Temirov. I will not jump on him like everybody else is, betting super heavy, but I will put him in a parlay or two and see if he can beat Vergara. But Vergara is tough. I don't think anybody can just steamroll over him. So I'm going to take Temirov and see if he can get it done. Usually when I bet on these fighters from Uzbekistan, I usually win. So I'm going to take my chances on him, and hopefully he can get it done. But like I said, I'm not going to go too heavy on Temirov because he is relatively new to the UFC. Next fight, we got the men's featherweight division. Jonathan Pearce going up against Pat Sabatini. Interesting fight. We got two total grapplers, two all-out wrestlers, two guys that just love to grapple, two guys that don't really box a whole lot. They're okay at boxing, but don't box a whole lot. They like the grappling. So in this one, this is going to be probably a really close fight. If you love grappling, you're going to want to watch this. If you love wrestling, this is what you want to see here. Two guys who have really strong wrestling going at it. Pat Sabatini is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt and former Pan Am BJJ champ. He has great takedowns. He has a great ground game. His chin is weak, though. He gets hit and knocked down quite often, but his wrestling's good. Jonathan Pearce is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu purple belt with great takedowns, great ground game, really good wrestling, good boxing, too. He has decent boxing, and he has decent cardio. I'm going to roll with Jonathan Pearce on this one. I am. I'm going to take Pearce to win, and I'm going to take the prop bet that the fight starts the second round and that the fight starts the third round with DraftKings. Next fight, we got the men's welterweight division. Themba Gorimbo going up against Niko Price. Niko Price, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt, hard puncher. He has weak cardio, though, but he does have decent boxing. Themba Gorimbo, he's on a 3-fight win streak. He has a phenomenal ground game. He is a hard puncher. He is a very hard, versatile striker, but his cardio is weak. Cardio is very weak, but I tell you what, he gets good takedowns. He has really good takedowns. I'm going to take Themba Gorimbo to win this one, and I'm going to take the prop bet that the fight starts the second round. Next fight, we got the men's heavyweight division. Chris Barnett versus Junior Tafa. Chris Barnett, believe it or not, to be a little guy at 5'9", fighting a heavyweight, he has some strong leg kicks. He's a hard puncher, and he has fast hands and long arms. They'll have pretty much almost the same reach. So Chris Barnett is not going to be a pushover by any stretch of the imagination, but I will take Junior Tafa in this one to win. Junior Tafa is a really good kickboxer, and it looks like it'll probably be a kickboxing match because Junior Tafa usually has issues with the guys that want to quickly take him to the ground and keep him on the mat. He's not very good on the ground at all, but boxing and kickboxing, he should be able to beat a guy that's 5'9" and kind of burly big guy like Chris Barnett. Tafa should be able to get him. So I'm going to take, and Tafa's 10 years younger than this guy. So I'm going to go with Junior Tafa in this one. And I'm going to take the prop bet that the fight starts the second round. Next fight, the men's bantamweight division. We got Dan Argueta going up against Cody Haddon. Cody Haddon is an Australian sensation. Really good boxing, really good ground game, solid takedowns. Like the guy. Dan Argueta, he has a decent ground game as well, and he's a hard puncher. So this fight, I could expect it to be really close, really close. So I can't go super heavy on it because it could go, either way. When you put the decision in the judge's hands, who knows what's going to happen. But I'm going to take Cody Haddon. I'm going to lean Cody Haddon in this one, and I'm going to go with the over 1.5 round prop and the over 2.5 round prop. Next fight, we got the men's flyweight division. Clayton Carpenter versus Lucas Hasha. Now, this is a pretty interesting fight. I'm going to roll with Clayton Carpenter. He won his UFC debut. He has a good ground game, and he's a hard puncher. He looks good in there. He's already a 2-1 favorite, and, this is a few days before the fight. So Lucas Hasha is no joke, though. He's good. He is good. He has a good ground game. He can punch. He's good. He can strike pretty good. So, and he's on a 6-fight win streak. Now, don't get me wrong. This is his UFC debut. So, he's fighting a guy that's 7-0, and Lucas Hasha is 17-1. So he has good experience. So I'm gonna go Clayton Carpenter. I'm maybe not so heavy on him, but I think Clayton Carpenter wins this fight. I do. I think he wins, and I'm going to take the over 1.5 round prop and the over 2.5 round prop in this one as well. Good luck, folks. Let's continue what we've been doing these last few weeks. Keep getting that money. Take your time putting your parlays together, and good luck this Saturday, y'all.